Shaking butt, shaking butt. Hot diggity dog, it's shaking butt.
I'm always on the right, always, 100% of the time.
Shaking butt,
Which means we gotta switch.
shaking butt. Hot diggity dog, it's shaking butt.
Are you reciting Animal?
I am.
Animal time! Animal! Animal! Hot diggity dog, it's Animal! Yeah! Is it Mario Lopez?
And now it's time for more animal coming up from our viewers.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Q&A for this month, which is getting out to you a little late. We're recording it a little late, but you're gonna be okay with it. We've got a whopping 8 questions, but it'll probably be a regular length for Q&A. Let's not waste any time and get started. 007 KB Steele says, Steven, and also Mal, what are your favorite Mario Party minigames?
Da 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 da. Da, 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 da.
I don't like that one.
Look Away is my favorite.
I know that is there 10 Mario Party games at this point?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's 10. I am most experienced with the first one and the second one, but mostly the first one. I played the snot out of the first one. I really like the one with the islands that are like color coded and like
they hold up a flag.
Someone holds up like a flag and everyone has to run to that. And I know these are like super simple, but like these are the ones I really remember, so I really like that one. And also the one I actually remember the music really well. Do 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 do. And Toad would be in the boat and he'd have the flags for B and A and he'd be like, and you'd be like, oh, you son of a gun, if I had a gun, I'd shoot you.
And he'd hold up one and you had to hold up the same one.
Yeah.
And then sometimes he'd be like, whoop, and then put one down.
It wasn't actually Toad, it was Shy, it was a Shy Guy pirate, because he would turn around with a scimitar and be like, and then you'd be like, no! That was Wario, did you like it? Okay, thanks. Anyway, next question is from Original602. It says, hey Steven, did you understand the Irish people's accents when you were there? Did they understand your accent? I come from Scotland and it's interesting to know, so thanks. I feel like they understood us.
Yeah.
I mean, at least to me, I might be wrong and I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I feel like I speak rather concisely. I know that my grammar is not always correct and you'll have to forgive me for being from South Carolina, but I don't feel like I've developed an accent that's quite as strong as some of the other people that come from South Carolina, and I feel like I generally enunciate words well.
Mm-hmm, you do.
So I feel like we were understood pretty well.
I agree. There's a few times I had to ask someone to like say it again, but I've been listening to too much loud music and I can't hear it. Well, as far as talking to the Irish people, it varied just like it would vary here. There were some people that had very, very, very strong accents and it was really, really difficult to hear, like to understand them. And then there were other people that, you know, you could tell that they were from Ireland, but it wasn't like, I can't understand what you're saying. But there was a few times where I literally had no idea what someone said. And it's a weird feeling because they're speaking English. It's just, the accent is so strong that you miss like a key word and then you need that word to like complete the sentence in your head and you're like, what is this about? I have no idea what they said. And then you just kind of have to roll with it and just be like, but there was a few times I just had to ask them like, I'm sorry, could one more time? But anyway. Next question is from Black Fox 51. If both of you could create a perfect breakfast, what would it consist of? Pancakes? French toast.
French toast, of
Love
course.
French toast.
Mal loves French. Actually, fun fact, I was at IHOP like yesterday.
You went to IHOP without me?
I'm sorry, I had stuff to do. I went to IHOP and they have a whole slew of new types of French toast.
We need to go.
We could go at some point. For me, I'm one of those combo guys. I'm like, my favorite breakfast at like Cracker Barrel, which has wonderful breakfast by the way, is like the Mama's pancake breakfast. You get like 3 pancakes, 2 eggs, sausage, bacon, all this other stuff. Sometimes at IHOP I'll get something similar and it comes with hash browns. I'm really into that. Like all the
12 at Perkins.
Yeah! Oh, I've gotten that on occasion. Steak and eggs, I almost never get steak and eggs. But every time I get it, I'm like, this was a good choice. I don't
know how anyone can eat anything besides bacon for meat for breakfast.
I like bacon. I mean, bacon is one of the best foods on earth by far.
I just don't like sausage.
It's a little different. I feel like bacon's better than sausage, but there's times where I just want sausage. And it's generally at breakfast. The next question is from Alec Lombardo, and he says, is there anything that Mallory likes about South Carolina? It's funny because the way that's worded, it makes it sound like
is there any one thing I like?
It makes it sound like you hate South Carolina. And it's like, is there anything Mal likes about South Carolina? And then it says, alternatively, is there anything you, Stephen, like about Wisconsin? You want to start?
I like the weather here.
We actually briefly spoke about this, I think, in the last Q&A. You like the weather. There's obviously things that we don't like about each respective state, but anyone is going to think that about anywhere they go. You like the weather. That would be your thing. Would you say that above everything else, the weather?
Yeah.
And what I like about Wisconsin, the people
cheese
make cheese. That's what I was gonna say. The people are hard workers. No, the people in Wisconsin are great. It's just growing up in South Carolina where Southern hospitality is like shoved down your throat.
It's turning into last month's Q&A.
I know. I'm gonna try and move past this question as quickly as possible because it's actually a very similar question. But you know, I'm just saying that it's not the people in Wisconsin aren't friendly. It's just that they don't really have anything on Southern hospitality. Next question is Scooby-Cool9, and he says, I have two questions. My first is, what do you guys remember the most about that awkward first car ride together? Oh,
sweaty holding hands the whole way home.
Yeah, I was on the other side.
But yeah.
But that's because that's how cars in America work. Yeah, we held hands. It was mostly awkward silence that we talked. We were talking, but not as much as people who know each other as well as we did should talk. We should have talked more, but yeah. It was awkward. I mean, it was, and actually the most awkward thing was the fact that it was a 2-hour ride. Mm-hmm. It was a long way, and there's nothing to look at, which means it's hard there's nothing to look at, so it's kind of hard to spark conversation because when you look to the left and the right, it's just farmlands and cows, and like that's it. So
true.
I think that was probably the most awkward thing for me. But otherwise, yes, it was freaking hot, and we were sweaty and had sweaty palms, and it was an interesting experience. That cat! The next part of Scooby Cool's question says, Stephen, what is the longest period of time that you have stayed awake straight for and didn't go to sleep? So how long have you stayed up? Like maximum. How long have you stayed up? It's probably not as long as I have.
No. It's maybe a day and a half.
A day and a half. That's pretty long. Like 36 hours?
Yeah.
The longest I have stayed up without sleeping at all was somewhere between like 50 and 52 hours. We'll say like 51 hours. And it was when I was in high school. I don't remember how old I was, but it was in high school at some point. It was a combination of several events. It was a church lock-in combined with a friend's overnight like birthday party, back-to-back events. And it was like stay up all night on one, go to friend's house, play Halo, and when it's weird because when you get near the end, you get in this weird state where you're not even tired. You're just like, ah, but you're not really there. So it was like a 50-hour period where I was awake. But when I finally did sleep, like when I finally attempted to sleep, like I was out. Like I slept, I don't know how long. That was the longest I've went. But I feel like if you give me the benefit of the doubt and give me like the little you know, like 2-hour sleep increments, there was probably a time in college where I did better than that, just for the fact that there were some times in college where you're not sleeping much every night, and it's like over the course of like an entire week, you might get 20 hours of sleep, like in a week or less.
I've had weeks like that.
Yeah, I mean, so if you're looking at that, that might be a scenario, like a different accepted scenario. I don't know if that's acceptable, but if that is, I'm sure that most people that went to college and have had to deal with crazy finals and stuff probably have experienced that. Anyway, next question is from Spriddlez. I have a few random ones. Did you guys have any compromises you had to make when you first moved in together? For example, no peanuts because Mal is allergic. And then, did you get any negative attention for being engaged/married so young? And if so, how did you deal with it? So the first question, did we have to make any compromises when we first moved in? I'll speak quickly on your peanuts thing. When I started dating Mal, I actually, for the most part, stopped consuming peanuts. I mean, like, we were in a long distance relationship. There was no reason I had to stop eating peanuts or peanut butter, but it was like this subconscious thing, I guess, that one day I'll be with her and I should probably stop eating peanuts. So I did. I did not eat peanut related products for practically ever, and I still don't. What's a compromise that you had to make?
Me?
Because that wasn't even a compromise.
I used to shower in the morning, and now I shower at night.
That's a good one. I'm one of those really weird people that shower at night. I've never showered in the morning. I can, and I have from time to time, but my regular routine is to shower at night. Because in my opinion, I don't want to get my bed gross. Like because sometimes you feel gross after a day. You're like, I feel nasty. And I guess for some people, it's more important to like wake up and feel refreshed. But maybe some of that stems from the fact that I work from home, even though I've been doing it like my entire life. I like even back in like middle school, I showered at night. It was just what I did. As far as compromises I've made for you, I can't really call the peanut butter thing a compromise, just for the fact that
you eat peanut butter now.
I kind of do, but not really. I mean, and I have peanut butter crackers in there. I eat peanut butter crackers a lot.
I know.
I'm sorry. And Reese's peanut butter cups? I'm sorry. I can't even think of something I've had to compromise for you.
I've been trying to get you better at your water usage, but you're still not there.
I'm getting there.
You're not?
Well, sort of. I have a terrible tendency to like let the water run, and it's something that I've done for such a long time that it's actually legitimately upsetting on like this weird mental level if the water's turned off. For example, when we were at PAX East, there was a bunch of us in a hotel room, and Mal, you must have been talking to Alex about my water usage.
Yeah.
And I was in the bathroom.
He had made a comment first, and then we started talking about it.
And I was in the bathroom getting ready for bed, and you know, I'm brushing my teeth. When I brush my teeth, I let the water run. It's this mental thing that I've done since I was a very young child, that I let the water run because I need to like hear the water. If the water's not running, it's not that I'm actively using the water. It's the sound of the water that like is comforting to me. And it may sound weird to you, but maybe some of you are that way.
And you'll leave it on to scrub your face.
Yeah, like the water runs when I'm in the bathroom. It's a thing. And anyway, Alex came in and he was trying to tell me how I should stop using water. And he says, here's what we're gonna do. You brush your teeth and I'll activate the water faucet for you. You know, when you need it, I'll turn it on for you. And when you pull your toothbrush away or whatever, I'll, turn it off. And I became like physically violent with Alex within like a minute. I was like, no, I need that back on. He was like, you're not using the water. When you need the water, I would turn it back. I was like, I was like slamming him up against the bathroom. I was like, listen, you put the so it's
you
just
needed a certain temperature too. So
yeah. Oh God, let's not get into my my really weird OCD stuff. But yes, it does have to be a certain temperature, and I do feel it with the back of my palm, and it has to be that temperature and be perfect before I can like begin getting ready for bed. I am much weirder than meets the eye, but it's got to be some kind of OCD thing.
Yeah.
But I've had it forever, so I just kind of live with it. Good questions! Bringing out, even though it's not even related. Let's move on to the second part of that question. Did you get any negative attention for being engaged or getting married so young, and how did we deal with it? We did. We definitely did. There was a lot of people that kind of discouraged us in a way. To be candid, the people in Wisconsin were more or less encouraging us to live together beforehand, and then you have the people, you know, you have your friends and family in the South. They're like, well, you can't do that, you know, you have to get married before you can ever live together. So you got these two groups of people asking you two different things, but both of them come to the agreement that they don't think that you should get married so young. But I thought we should. It's actually weird because in some ways I feel almost hypocritical, because I've had other friends that are young or sometimes younger than us that, you know, are pushing forward with marriage, and I have kind of criticized them or talked to them sternly and like, you know, are you sure you want to do this? And they're like, dude, you got married so young. And maybe I'm a hypocrite for this, but it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. When me and Mal spent years of our life talking to each other for hours a day, because we were in a long distance relationship and we could only talk, we got to know each other on a level that most couples will never get to know each other. Like, it was ridiculous. And I'm not even exaggerating a bit when I say that we always talk to each other, like, for a bare minimum, like 8 hours a day, every day. It was usually much more than that. And this went on for years because we could not be together. So the talking thing, we had down. Like, we got that. So whenever I would talk to another couple and they'd be like, you know, we've been dating for just as long as you guys, in my mind, I'm screaming, you aren't like us, because you have the physical aspect. It's just not the same thing. Yeah. I don't know if you felt that way.
It's also sort of a strange situation because, I mean, people down here don't live together if they're not married. Yeah. And I mean, I was coming from out of state, so it would have been like me having my own apartment that I would have had to pay for, and no family down here, so.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not like we got married so we could live together. And we'll figure out if it works later. That wasn't it. And also, you have to think about the implications of the South must get married thing, because when you've been apart from someone for, you know, 4 years, and you've talked to them every day, and you love that person, and you've flown and spent hundreds of thousands, well, not hundreds of thousands, but thousands of dollars to see them and meet them several times a year, and you know you want to be with this person, then you be with that person. And if society says, or this society says, you need to get married, then you get married. And that's the way it was. I wasn't going to go another day of my life without being without Mal. And that's that. Although, whatever we had to do that.
Yeah, although to clarify, it's not that we got married because we felt more obligations from the South. That may have played a small part, but that's not the reason. We would have gotten married anyway. Yeah. I like this girl. Love, even. Next question is from BJPlaystationGamer. When are you going to buy a 3DS or Wii U? It's really funny that his name's PlayStation Gamer. I find that humorous. We've gotten this question before, but we decided to include it again just for the fact that now more than ever, we find ourselves thinking about possibly liking Nintendo again. I don't mean that. I've never disliked Nintendo, but I have liked them more when I was a kid than I have recently. I haven't been real enticed with the products. It's just games. That's what it comes down to. Although I will admit that the 3DS has a really amazing lineup of games. It's just that me personally, I haven't been really interested in playing them. I can look at the library and identify that there's lots of AAA titles in there. Seriously, like, it's easy to look at them and be like, oh, well, that's amazing. That's also amazing. It's just none of them speak to me. So I haven't really wanted to jump into it. But it's kind of getting hard to ignore. The Nintendo Direct videos that have been coming out nearly once a month continue to showcase amazing new games that are coming out. Some of them aren't out yet, but a lot of them are. And I feel that at some point, maybe not this year, but maybe next year, Mal and I may adopt 3DSs. Now, on the subject of the Wii U, yeah, I know, it's like, maybe. On the subject of the Wii U, it might be sooner for that, just for the fact that... Earthbound. You guys probably saw the vlog, but Earthbound is coming to the Wii U. It's a big deal. And there were a lot of people that seemed to be confused. They were like, okay, this vlog means that you're buying a Wii U to play Earthbound. No, no. It doesn't even mean that Earthbound's announced I'm going to go buy it, or when Earthbound comes out, I'm going to go buy it.
What do you mean?
It's what I'm saying is it still may be a year or more before I buy a Wii U, but my faith is ever so slightly more restored in Nintendo for announcing such a thing. That's what that vlog was about. It was not... I think it's because we titled it Guess We're Gonna Get a Wii U that everyone just that clicked in their head. I mean, we probably will get a Wii U. I would say that I'd say we will definitely get a Wii U. It's just when we're gonna get it. It doesn't mean that when Earthbound is released, we're gonna go buy one. That's what that means.
We're not?
No! No, because if let's just say that it comes out September. We're gonna buy a Wii U in September?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for a price guide. That's what I'm waiting for. Anyway. Yes, there's your answer. Next question is from Glacion Lover 11. Did you guys have any imaginary friends, human or not, or just something you pretended to be? Did you have an imaginary friend?
No. I spent a lot of time, like before I went to bed as a kid, like thinking of different little stories I could live out. Where I was like, I could fly or breathe underwater.
When I was a kid, I had an imaginary friend named Beacon.
Beacon?
Beacon. Don't ask me why. I can't tell you. His name was Beacon, and I had him until I was like 9. And I talked about him a lot, and talked to him. I didn't have any siblings. Still don't. And he was just my friend and my pal. And one day my mom was like, "Where's Beacon?" And I'm like, "He moved to Africa." And she was like, "Oh." And that was the end of Beacon. Fun tale. Next question is from Transporter40. See, it looks like 4,000, but those are actually O's. How many They Might Be Giant songs could you recite by heart, including lyrics and or song titles? Lord. I'm not going to try, because we'll be here forever. Lyrics, I know a lot. Not like every song lyric, but a good many of them. They are my favorite band. As far as the song titles, I couldn't list every title. For those who are not aware, They Might Be Giants have got a lot of songs. Hundreds of songs. Like, they've been together for... Is this year 30 years? Or next year 30 years?
I think you said this year before.
I think it's this year they've been together for 30 years. Yeah, 82. Or is that last year? Okay. Was it last year then?
Yes, because it's 2013.
Roughly 30 years. And in the process, they've made hundreds of songs. So I couldn't name all the songs, but a lot of them. And the last question today comes from Susan J. Stephen, before the vlog began, was there ever a day or a series of days that you wished you had the vlog to capture the moment? The question could also go to Mao if you were with Stephen during these moments, and if yes, you can tell us about them. So was there anything that you ever wished when you were with me that I had the vlog to capture besides the first time we met? Because that's a giveaway.
I guess it would have been interesting for you to have the vlog like right before we started dating, so I could have seen like more of you. And like seeing
and see what sorry. Go ahead.
And like seeing how you acted like before you asked me to date you, and then like how you acted that day. I mean, because I talked to you, but
I don't know how much we've talked about this on the vlog at all, but the series of like 2 weeks leading up to whenever I asked Mallory to e-date me was a really weird time where we were both really kind of puppy love type thing, and
Twitter-pated?
yeah, and we stopped eating and sleeping, and we would spend a lot of time talking to each other. We weren't started dating yet. We were just like spending every waking moment just like, hey, how are you? And then we got really flirty or whatever, but it was a situation where we were both really consumed with this puppy love type stuff, and we were probably both incredibly sickening to be around.
Yeah, we probably were.
But we stopped eating, we weren't sleeping, and
I lost about 20 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, it was a pretty big deal. And I remember Alex said something to me. He had talked to me. He was like, dude, you're not eating, you know. We're going to eat and you're not eating anything. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. He's like, you're not eating. You know, this is a problem. And this went on for like 2 weeks.
And I'd go to the cafeteria and get my favorite meal and just be like, oh, I had a bite. It looks good. I'm not really hungry.
I mean, that was, and then that led up until when we finally dated, and then we went back to normal. And now we're married and we've been together for over 5 years now, right? Yeah, it was 5 years in February. March. Yeah, March 8th. Yeah. 5 years since we began e-dating. So now we don't care, you know. Now it's free reign, do whatever. But back then we weren't eating. Anyway, that's it. That's it for this month's Q&A. Hallelujah. If you have a question you would like to ask, leave it in the comments down below. We will take a look and pick out a few to answer at the end of May. And this is going to sound terrible, but ask good questions. There's a lot of questions that are just, oh God, they're just straight up bad. But also a lot of stuff that's been recycled. And we don't mind re-answering questions if it's been a while, but there's like so many questions about, you know, games or gaming. There's so many questions about what's your favorite this, what's your favorite that, and some of them have been answered a lot. And I don't blame anyone for not going back and watching all of the videos, because I don't expect you to do that. But try to be very creative in the types of questions you ask. Look at the questions that we answered this month. Look at the last 2 months. Look at the questions that we decided to answer and try to think of very creative ways, because when we're only answering like 8 questions, there's a good chance that we would answer your question. Just come up with something really interesting, creative, and we'll probably take a look at it. Anyway, that's it for this month. Hallelujah.
Sagan's happy too.
Is he happy?
He's happy.
Oh, his tail is. Oh, he's really out of it. He's just.
His foot's right here too.
He's cute. I love cats. I don't like it when cat whines, but otherwise the cats are fine. We will see you guys next month. Same StephenVlog time. Same StephenVlog channel. Was that awful?
Yeah.
Sorry.